What if it didn't have to be?
At the Smart AI Workshop, we make artificial intelligence simple, hands-on, and human-centered.
No lectures, just real learning, real tools, real transformation.
Every learner here is unlocking AI through interaction, visualization, and guided exploration.
We have an entire generation that is out of college today that will struggle, unfortunately. And my advice to them is learn the tool and focus on human-centric jobs.
Like what?
Learn the tools and focus on human-centered jobs. Like what? Well, let me tell you, folks, AI is here and it's not going anywhere. And today we're doing a special build session, and it's really all about how we can use AI to amplify our reach. So before I begin, I want to ask you two questions. The first question is, what are you building? Go ahead and put it in the chat. What are you currently building? Okay, I see. So you're building an online course. That's good. Course. Excellent. Excellent. What else are you building out there? Nonprofit organization. All right. Yeah, that's awesome. Writing a book. Okay. Congratulations. Congratulations. Well, I love it when people are building, because I believe we are all put here to build something. Unfortunately, a lot of us don't always find what it is we're supposed to be building, and we get stuck in that area of just consuming. Now, what does it mean to just consume? Well, this is what it means, folks. Consumers are constantly waiting for the next. They're constantly going to new workshops. They're constantly always preparing to launch, but never truly launch. And the difference between a builder is builders take the first step, although they don't necessarily see the next step. And that's faith. Now, the next question I want to ask you is this. Have you ever felt lonely while building, as if you were alone? If that's you, go ahead and put a hashtag builder in the chat. Go ahead and put a hashtag builder in the chat, because you're not alone. And I think that's very important. And the reason you're not alone is because, unfortunately, there are individuals that support you, but they don't always see the vision at the time of the vision. And it can be very lonely. But builders continue to build, although they may seem to be doing it by themselves. A lot of people, they see the finished product and they don't see the lonely nights, the times where you are up and everyone else is asleep and you're going over your product, or you're building your particular idea out, and it may feel like you're all by yourself. They don't see the nights of your doubting your ability, and then you start to question if you're the right person for the job. They don't always see that. Most people see the finished product. But let me encourage you. You will make it to the end, and what you become during that process is going to be even bigger than what you're currently building. So keep building and never give up. My name is Chante Earl, and I'm the CEO and founder of Canira. And 8 to 9 months ago, I started on a journey to build a webinar platform. And I never thought I would go through what I had went through. First of all, I'm not an engineer. I've never built a platform before. I don't have a team behind me working in the background, writing code. And I didn't really have all the necessary knowledge in order to do what I attempted to do. But I did have some knowledge, and the ability to use AI really helped me get to the point where I even thought it was even possible to build something of that nature. So I recall the idea wanting to stretch myself in a sense to figure out this thing called vibe coding. Now, for those of you who don't know what vibe coding is, that's where you use an AI assistant like Claude or Codex or these other AI assistants to help write code, and it allows you to build some amazing things. A lot of the things that most people build using AI assistants usually consist of MVPs, where they're not necessarily the full production version of the idea. It's usually just the prototype until you have the right tools in place where you can do a full project and release it to the world. Well, I had no idea what I was doing. Let me just get that out the way. Although, again, I had some experience in writing code, but the experience that I had was writing code was HTML, where I would build simple websites when it was needed until WordPress came around, and it made the process of building websites that much easier. And it reminded me of when I was 11 years old, when I first wrote a line of code at the local library located downtown San Bernardino, when that was the only door open to me at that time because my dad was at work. And a man called me in, asked if I wanted to write a line of code on a computer that I wouldn't leave alone. And I ended up writing a program. It was DOS during that time. And I made a stick figure walk across the screen. I was absolutely sprung on that at that moment. Now, listen, folks, since then, everything changed because I didn't stay in that vein of writing code at 11. I got involved with real estate. I did mortgage loans. I went up and down in different careers. I experienced the Great Recession, as many of us experienced. I learned a lot during the last decade in regards to computers. And let me tell you, all of that knowledge, it came in handy when artificial intelligence came around. And I realized that I didn't waste all of those years. It actually prepared me for this current season. Yeah, sometimes those years that you think were wasted are really a blessing in disguise, preparing you for what it is that you're going to produce later. So never underestimate the power of small beginnings. In 2022 of November, OpenAI introduced this thing called ChatGPT. And I started training others on how to use this technology. My mentor taught me a long time ago. He said that, listen, if you want to learn something, teach it. And the best way to learn is to teach. So I started teaching, and I started doing workshops around AI, and I created a course called AI Made Simple. Now, AI is pretty simple if you know what it is you want before you use AI, but most people still are trying to figure out what it is that they really, truly want, and therefore they are not quite sure how to use this thing called artificial intelligence. But anyway, I was very, very serious about teaching, and I was able to learn a few things that have really positioned me at the time right now for this season. And what I learned is how to prompt. I'm not a prompt engineer, but I'm pretty darn good at writing proper prompts. I know how to speak to artificial intelligence in a way to get a certain result. And I started teaching how to create proper prompts. I started creating what would you call a automation sequences. Oh my goodness, my whole head is stopped up right now. I'm probably sounding horrible. Can't breathe out of my nose, y'all. But and I even got real good at text to text, text to video, because AI is amazing at that. But when it comes to coding, I never really knew how to use that particular aspects of AI. So I took a coding class. And in this class, it was a day, and the gentleman shared with me some secrets. And he said, "You never be the same after this." And he was right. I'm not the same. Taking my hat off to, if I had a hat on, I take it off to my guy, Reggie Keys. Thanks a lot for pulling me into this coding world, because I started using Codex. Well, actually, no, it wasn't Codex, Windsurf. And I was using models that I had no idea what it was. And I started vibe coding. And the first step was, my idea was, I wanted to create a webinar platform, because I'm tired of paying all this money for all these different services. Aren't you? Yeah. If you know what I'm talking about, go ahead and put a $sign inside the chat, because we're constantly being debited out of our accounts for all these different tools. I mean, we got Chat GPT, we got Claude, we have all these other different tools, Adobe, and here we go around and around and around, and before you know it, you are in it $300 or $400 to $500 deep just to be able to make one quality video. And it's quite frustrating. So I decided that it was time to start cutting the cost, and the best way to cut the cost is to own it. And I began the process of building my own live streaming webinar platform to host Smart AI workshops through an automated webinar. Now, true enough, I could have just kept paying for other softwares, because there are softwares out there that allows you to automate your webinar, and they're pretty good at it, but they're expensive. I mean, it's real costly. And I really didn't want an extra bill, because I already had too much to pay already. And I said, no, I'm going to learn, and I'm going to be able to build my own. So that's what I did. I started the process. But one evening around 1 a.m., when I was by myself and felt alone, I started coding and using this AI assistant, and the tokens that I'm using ran out. Now, you may say, well, what are you talking about tokens? Well, all these images and text messages that are being generated through AI and videos that are being seen, those are all being made because of these things called tokens. And these tokens actually are the words are the way that AI actually produces the items that we're asking it to produce, and it's through tokens. So models are large language models, which are trained off of large amounts of data, and it can be billions or trillions of data that has been trained off of, that it searches the data to come up with the proper next step or next suggestion that would possibly be closest to the answer that you would want. I hope I didn't lose you there. It sounds complicated, but it really isn't. It's just numbers. So the model I was using was a less trained data model. And I had originally started off on a higher trained data model, and it gave me a better result. But when the less trained data model was being used, it rewrote a whole week's of work and deleted it. So that night, I lost a whole week based on me using a lesser model, and I was devastated. I can't even put it into words. I sat here looking at my computer, shaking my head, and trust me, I should have took my butt to bed a long time prior to that incident happening, but I didn't. I was stubborn that night, and I wanted to push through just one more item or feature I wanted to build. So I didn't go to bed, and instead I lost a week's of work. Now, nobody knew about this loss, by the way. It was something internal that I was dealing with all by myself. And I was hiding it. And let me tell you, it was a time in my life that I will never, ever forget, because I started questioning myself. Now, I could always redo the code and spend another week trying to fix what had broken. But what I was really questioning was my own ability. And I started asking myself questions like, are you sure you can do this? Do you think you are good enough to actually put this type of a software together? Who do you think you are? You know, why don't you stick to just building websites or funnels? You know, this is for real coders, real engineers, real software developers. You should quit. And guess what, folks? That self-talk actually won that night, because that's what I did. I had quit for 3 months, and I closed the app, and it sat in a folder on my desk for 3 long months. And in the back of my mind, I thought to myself, what did I do? Why did I start? How much time have I wasted? And over that 3-month time, I decided that I was going to learn and research different ways to write code. So I didn't just quit, but I really did. I started writing code and building less complicated programs. And by the way, I made some pretty cool shit. I mean, stuff. Excuse my French. I made some great stuff. I mean, ideas started popping in my head, and I've got some softwares that I haven't released that I think are pretty dynamite. But it wasn't what I initially wanted to do. And because of that, I couldn't sleep at night because I was constantly thinking about an unfinished project. So fast forward the first of the year, I decided I was going to get back in it. And I thought about it, and I said, I'm going to figure out how to do this. And it don't matter how long it will take, I will finish what I started. So first of the year, I began to do this thing called vibe coding at a higher level. And I started building a platform that I didn't even have a name to or even know what was going to be built until it was built. And I ended up creating a pretty cool platform, folks. And it's called Canira. Yeah, Canira. And it will allow you to do a lot of pretty cool stuff, like go live on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and other platforms simultaneously, like I'm doing now. I'm actually using the platform that I built. And it will also let you take that live video and turn it into cool clips. It will animate, it will amplify your voice, which means I can take this video when it's done and make little short clips. I can edit the video. I can turn it into a podcast if I wanted to. I can take it and also create social posts and images from this 1 hour of content. I did not initially build this. I didn't think that this was going to be the finished product. But not only can we do that, we can also automate. So that means that the same live that's happening right now can actually broadcast at 2 a.m. in the morning as if I was live. And it will actually simulate your chat and also your viewers, and it'll appear live to the person who's watching it. And they can be monetized by having a checkout and an offer already inside of the actual live simulated automated video. Boom. I had no idea this was going to be the finished product, but it is. Over 600,000 lines of code later, I created this media infrastructure that will allow creators to sell. Yes. So if you are somebody with a story, if you're somebody who has a voice, or a coach, or a pastor, or a creator, or a teacher, guess what? This platform is ideal because you can not only have a course that you can share and monetize with, but you can also turn those things into assets that will serve continuously long after the actual live had been created. Folks, this is what we have, and it's called Canira. So tonight, I'm not going to waste your time by showing you a whole bunch of slides. No, we're not going to do that. All right? We're not going to do that. Hold on for 1 second. I've been dealing with these allergies for a minute. All right? But what we are going to do is this. We're going to actually demo Canira, and I'm going to show you instead of tell you, because trust me when I tell you this, a lot of folks out there talking about they have built products using vibe coding. A lot of them have MVPs, most viable products, which means they're only templates and demos. They're not production ready. They don't work. This is different. Over the last 8 months, I have dedicated hours and have coded over 600,000 lines of code. So this is feature packed, and it's an infrastructure that talks to itself. Now, when I say infrastructure, let me back it up a little bit. What do you think when you hear the word infrastructure? Go ahead and put it in the chat. Go ahead and put it in the chat. What thought comes to mind when you hear the word infrastructure? When most people talk about infrastructure, they're talking about the roads. They said we have an infrastructure of the highway, or the infrastructure of the electricity grids. These are infrastructures. These are things that operate without anyone actually knowing how it actually works. But all you do know is that it works. Well, folks, that's what this is. This is this media platform that actually speaks to itself, and it works behind the scenes, allowing you to do all these wonderful things. And not only does it do these wonderful things, it does it in a way that makes it simple to operate. And it's so simple that it's really only 4 steps. It's the anchor, the air, the amplify, and the automate. 4 steps, simplified. Yeah, anchor, air, amplify, and automate. I call it the 4A method. And the reason I call it the 4A method is because that's really what it is. It's a method that will allow you to run your own media company. And I had no idea this was going to be created. But God thought different. By the way, the name Canira, it came on one of those long nights in prayer trying to figure out what I was going to name this thing. And it came to me, and I said, that sounds like something I can go with. The CANI stands for constant and never-ending improvement. The RA is Ra, rise, the sun, right? It really means rise above, but Canira. So I want to help you rise above the noise, the AI noise, and maintain your authentic voice so that you can build something once and allow it to serve continuously. So welcome to Canira. I'm going to go ahead and open up the back right now and give you a fresh view of the Canira platform. While my phone is being used and I'm getting these texts, it doesn't matter. All right, so let's go. Let's go ahead and make this happen. I'm going to open up the Canira studio. There's a few things I'm going to check real quick. So first, let's go ahead and let me show you my desktop. All right, just to give you an idea what I'm looking at. Share. Okay, cool. This is Facebook, by the way, and this is the actual video that's being played on Facebook. And yes, it's familiar, right? Why? Because I'm broadcasting live on Facebook while inside the studio. Not only am I on Facebook, I'm also on YouTube. Let's take a look. YouTube is actually broadcasting live as well. And if I open up YouTube, I can go into the YouTube studio and you're going to see a live video right now being broadcasted. So we're on multiple platforms inside the Canira studio. That's really good. There it is there. See, here I am. Multiple platforms. Let me, boom. So, yeah, so this is YouTube. We're right here. We're live. We're sharing it live on YouTube. What you see on my screen is what they see on YouTube as well as on Facebook. So I'm going to go ahead and close those out. And let's go into the Canira studio because like I promised, this is demo night. This is a build session. I am recording. This will turn into multiple assets that will be shared and used over the next 6 months. That's what it's all about. Amplifying your reach so that your voice can be heard all over and on every single platform. Is that okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. When you go to Canira, this is the actual front page of it. It's pretty cool. Looks good. You can change the actual mode from night to dark. And when you're in the studio, you can just go ahead and log in. And by the way, it's only $29 a month. All right, $29 a month for the build. And then for beta, it's only $59 because I'm in beta right now. And the beauty is I'm asking for we're looking for 25 founding members. Right now we have already 8. So we have just a few founding member spots available, but enough of that. Let me show you what it does. Okay. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to share with you just some key features that really have me more excited than ever. Okay. First of all, let me go ahead and change my view of where I'm located on the Canira studio. Okay. So if you guys really want to see what my view looks like, this is what I'm looking at and inside the studio. Here I am in the studio. Here I am at the bottom. There's my microphone. Here's my camera setup. Here's my share screen. Here is my command center where all the magic happens. And here's my share screen. I can change the location of the share screen. So we're going to go ahead and keep this location for now. And this is the studio. So this is a pretty cool area. So I'm going to move that back over here because I want to show you what this 600,000 plus lines of code infrastructure actually looks like. First of all, we have the subdomain right here. The sidebar. That's what. Boom, sidebar. So we have the sidebar. And in the sidebar, I have contacts. And by the way, contacts is really a CRM. You can export it. So you can take your names with you. Ownership is very important. Not only that, we have a media library. So all of your media from your videos, your images, your audio, your documents can all be stored right here inside the Canira studio. Then we have clips, my clips. Now these clips have been generated. AI generated clips, manual clips. Also, you can edit these clips right here inside the studio. For example, I can click on this clip. This is a 20-second clip, and I can click on it, and then I can go in and I can share this clip by just clicking one button, share clip, and then it's going to open up all the platforms that I'm already connected to, such as Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Along with that, it's going to add my captions and my title and I can use AI to assist in writing that. And then when I share it, it's going to actually be distributed on all of those platforms. Distribution. And that's Amplified, by the way. That's Anchor Air, Amplify, and Automate. So right now, this would be the amplified area. And then not only that can we amplify clips, we can also create podcasts within the system. That is correct. You have an RSS feed built in to where now you, as a creator, can have 1 hour. You can actually take that hour and video, turn it into audio, and share it across multiple distribution channels right here within Canira. You want to know why? Because of this beautiful thing called an RSS feed. This is your podcast unique link. You copy it and you paste it into directories below to get your show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more. Ladies and gentlemen, you can distribute your podcast on all of these stations, including Amazon. And that is Amplified. That's meeting people where they're at, where they are at. So if they want to be on their phone while they're in the gym listening to your podcast, so be it. If they want to watch you on YouTube or Facebook or any other platform, so be it. If they want to watch you on their cell phone, they can watch you on the phone. If they want to watch you on TV, yes, you can also be streamed on your local Roku station here in the Canira studio. That's correct. So if I open up podcasts, there it is. There's the podcast. And Apple, I can click on Apple Podcasts. And sure enough, there's my podcast. Okay. So for those of you who have a desire not to be on camera, it's okay, because you don't have to be. You can have a podcast that can actually work for you. But not only do you have a podcast, let me share something else with you. Wouldn't it be cool if you could take that podcast and that audio and turn it into a video without you actually showing your face? Well, you can here in the studio. Watch this. I'm going to click on this one thing called clip, and it created a clip for me. Yep, it created a podcast audio graph. This is all in the Canira studio. And I haven't left the platform. And if I want to share, I can just click share, and you have the same feature where now I'm able to share my audio graph without me showing my face, only my podcast cover and the audio to all of these platforms simultaneously. And you still have the same option to add your captions as well as your title. Ladies and gentlemen, this is truly a game changer. I've paid $19 a month to buy an app to be able to do just this on my iOS device. And guess what? You can do it now in the Canira studio on your desktop. Yes. So that's podcast. Not only that, do we have the podcast opportunity, we have also a university where we're going to be uploading training, because most people, they don't necessarily understand technology. And some of you don't even want to do all that. Some of you just want to get in and get out, make a video, maybe go live on Facebook and YouTube, and then you're fine. And if that's you, not a problem. You can do just that here inside Canira. So if you want to learn how to do it, there's going to be a complete studio to teach you how to do each of those. And then we have marketing. Now, marketing, ladies and gentlemen, is this is a game changer, because I had it what I call Promo Hub. Now, you may see something right here in this Promo Hub. It allows you to take that 1 hour and amplify it in a way that no other platform will allow you to do. That's right. That 1 hour, I can turn into several clips. Here we are. Here we have a total of 6 clips from that 1 hour, actually 8 clips, right? We have quote graphics. Ideas are meant to be shared, not hoarded. So the 4A method, anchor, air, amplify, and automate. So if I want to take this clip, for example, and I want to make that into a, I want to actually turn that into a to a graphic. I can go right in, find a photo. Here's a photo right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn that into a graphic. We rise above the worst that we the worst that we speak. Automation is a system that sells forever. All right. Your anchor is your clarity. I love that one because it's the truth. All right. So we're going to go ahead and click generate. Now watch what happens. Just watch what happens. All right. We're going to create a quote graphic with your photo inside of it that I can share on social media. Watch this. All right. And this is all part of you expanding and amplifying your reach. There it is. Your anchor is your clarity. Boom. Sweet. And I can save it to the library. I got to fix that. Failed to save to graphic to your library. Not a problem. That's a small bug that has to be fixed. So then we also have social posts. So now it created social posts that I can now share for replays and email sequence and even a blog post if I wanted to create a blog. So that's in the Promo Hub. No other platform does this, by the way. This is something that is absolutely built for Canira, and it allows people to do much more with less. So if I want to take this and turn it into a clip, I just click clip, and now it's opened up, and then I can just create the clip. Boom. And watch what happens. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. The clip is now being generated. Yeah. This is how you amplify your reach. Remember, the anchor is clarity. The air is what you do for an hour. That's the build once. Then the amplify and the automate is to serve continuously. And that's why we're able to take that 1 hour and voila, we turned it into a clip. And now the clip is being cooked. It's cooking. And once that clip is finished, I can share it on social media across multiple platforms. Come on, folks. Come on. I'm done. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Listen, this is real. This works. This is production quality media infrastructure. This is an OS, an operating system for creators, pastors, individuals who have a message that they would like to share and to be able to go further than it would go on its own. And this is the platform, the infrastructure that will allow it to happen. So get excited. This is a build session. Now that it's cooking, it's going to finish, and then I can just share it. And not only can I share it, it's also going to be able to have captions inside the video. All right, I'm done. I don't think you guys fully are grasping what I'm putting down. If you are, if this is good, go ahead and give me some love or some fire. Put some fire inside the chat. All right, add some fire in the chat. All right, because I need some fire. Add some fire in the chat. So while that's cooking, not only can we do all of that and more, we can also broadcast live on TV. Now let me find a graphic because I as you can see, I've been practicing and been building a lot to be able to make sure that this infrastructure is absolutely the best it can possibly be. And I've been testing it, and it works. It works well. But not only does it work well, folks, what if you can now take that same opportunity and broadcast live on your local Roku station. There it is. There is the Roku app. Canira TV. So if you have a Roku channel, you can now broadcast this video that you're watching now. This live session is now being broadcasted live on Roku. So go ahead and open up your Roku channel and type in Canira TV, and you're going to be able to see the Canira platform live in full effect. We are live, and I'm excited to be able to bring this to you. So I'm super excited. Let me check and see if we have anyone in the quotes. Okay, no worries. So yeah, you can go on Canira TV. Folks, this is unheard of. Where can you go and do something once and be on all screens other than Canira? Constant and never-ending improvement. Yes. And it gets better. And it gets better or gooder. It gets gooder, okay? Because not only can it do clips, it can also do thumbnails. You also have the ability to create your own custom landing page. Yes, right here inside the Canira studio. And you also have the ability to create your own course and monetize the course. That is correct. The courses are live and can be monetized. You built the course, you set up your checkout page and your enrollment link, and now you can actually have a course where people can enroll and pay and join your course. So if I was to join, I press enroll, and sure enough, I'm already enrolled. You're not enrolled in this course. Your access is denied. All right. I can enroll, not a problem. Once I enroll, then I can go into the course. But yes, so if you have an idea, you would like to teach something, you can teach it inside the Canira studio. And I'm excited to share all of that with you because right now I am looking for 25 founding members. The first 25 builders will be able to participate and use this media infrastructure and just go in and use every feature. If you are a builder, you come in and it's only $49 for the month. And the reason that is because for a year annual plan, I'm giving you 2 months free. So you're only paying $590 for the year. And you have access to everything I just shared with you. I think you want to take full advantage of that. And then also, if you'd like to start now, go ahead and join us. And I'm going to give you 14 days, a free trial. Your credit card won't be charged until the 15th day, unless you cancel. So you want to jump in and take full advantage of this opportunity. This is the Canira studio. It's live, and I want to welcome you on board. And again, you can become a founding 25 member. Now, the last thing I'm going to share with you is the app, the mobile app. Because remember, I said that you can actually go live on multiple platforms. Well, I know what you're thinking. You want me to prove it to you. You're probably saying, okay, it sounds good. Prove it. Prove it. Well, I'm going to prove it to you, okay? Let me go ahead and open up my mobile device, and I'm going to open up some things on my mobile device. Let me close this video out. Let me close that out. I'm going to close that out. Also, since I am in the studio, I'm in the back end of the studio, streaming live on multiple platforms. On Canira TV, you see it right here on Canira TV. It's already live on Canira TV. Also, I can go in, and if I want to add slides or if I want to add background music, I can go right in and add my playlist. And while I set this one piece up, I'm going to go ahead and put some music in there just to let the music play for a little while I set up my system to show you how Canira is performing on the TV. All right, we're going to do that right now. Let me turn on my sound. You probably can't hear the music because something is not on, but it's okay. Let me go ahead and set this up real quick. Hold on for 1 second.
Tabs on the screen like a broken machine. Creators grinding.
Bear with me for one moment as we are going to open up the phone, and I'm going to show you what it's all about, okay? I'm going to show you how we can broadcast live on our phone. You are going to love this, because we have a mobile app. Yes, a mobile app right here on Canira. There is a full mobile app. And let me go ahead and open up this mobile app right now. Cancel. Okay. Hold on for 1 second. Where you at? 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 Okay. All right. So here we go, right here. All right. So there's my phone, okay? That's my cell phone. We're right here on my cell phone. And what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to open up my phone. And in Canira, not only do you have the ability to broadcast live on your phone, well, you can actually open up your app store. And when you're in the app store, you can locate Canira. And there it is there in the app store, and open your app. And as you can see, it's showing that I'm live. I am actually live right now. And that is exciting. Very exciting. There it is right there. So I'm live. And not only am I live, I can click on that, and then I can join the live right here on my cell phone, and it's going to take me right into the live studio. Isn't that cool? All right. So not only that, I'm back on my cell phone. Not only am I live on my phone, I can also go into my podcast, and if I want to share my podcast with individuals, I can click on podcasts. I can listen to any of these podcasts. And then I can also share the podcast and turn it into a audiograph. For example, let's go into this podcast right here. And we're going to go into the Anchor. And I'm going to go ahead and create a 30-second podcast right here on the Anchor. I'm going to move it over a little bit. Okay. And edit that piece out, 15 seconds. And I'm going to create. And while it's creating, my podcast is turning it into an audiograph that I can now share all over the internet. That's correct. I can share this on every single social platform. Okay. And this is from my cell phone. So not only is everything that I've done on my desktop being transferred to my cell phone, I have complete control over my entire online studio from my phone. And I can click share, and now I can go ahead and send it to Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And I can also go in and take the captions, and it's going to literally transcribe the words that are being spoken in the podcast and create an actual transcript based on true words that the podcast will be sharing. There it is. And then I can just post. So now I'm posting on multiple platforms from my cell phone, and I can take this as I go. All right. This is amazing technology. We have something here that no one else offers at a price that no one else will be able to compete with. Over 600,000 lines of code. Aren't you glad I didn't quit? Yeah, we have now moved to an enterprise level, because this is for those who are ready to literally start owning their business again. You know, creators, we once had to only just create content. But now we have to manage sponsors. We have to edit. We have to put all this time putting clips together. We have to then take it and share it across the world. And all of that time takes away from our excitement of being able to share our message, or to create our course, and to be able to be a change agent for the world. But no longer, because now you have the ability to do it right here in the Canira studio. So I shared that across multiple areas. And then not only that, I can now go also in my phone. These are all the clips, all the video clips. I can grab one, and I can also share that across all platforms as well, based on clips that I created. Now, that's super exciting, but what if you wanted to create and do a video from your phone that will then go to your desktop? Well, you can do that here in the studio. You press record, and now your studio will open up right on your desktop. And what I can do now is I can go ahead and have a title, okay? Anchor means clarity. Okay. And air for 1 hour. All right. So then I can have AI suggest a better title for me, just in case you don't like the words of unlock your clarity in 60 minutes. Come on now. That sounded a lot better than what I typed in. I believe AI is here to amplify your voice, not to take it away. And we use it to help save time. And that's the power of artificial intelligence. So now that I have that, I want to also create a script, because there's a teleprompter in here. So I can go right in and ask it to create a 30-second reel on subject. Okay. And now AI is going to go right in, and it's going to take that. In this session, I'll share my personal process of clarifying my creative vision. So there's the script. Okay. So it's that's actually a description. That's not what I wanted. But then I'm going to have it write a short script for me as well. And it's going to be a short reels. And I'm going to have AI write that reel for me. And there it is. And the beauty of it is now I can literally go live right here on my phone. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, once I press start, it's going to give me my countdown. And take a look at this. Yes, there is a teleprompter. You're stuck in the creative rut. Don't worry. We are here to help you. Come on, folks. We have a full teleprompter that we have total control over. It's a game changer. Now that I'm recording, you don't have to worry about airing with a message without practicing. I would recommend you continue to practice what you do by getting on your phone, opening up your mobile app, and reading the script to help keep you in line. So if you're a realtor, an agent of change, if you have a message, there's no more excuse. Air for that 1 hour, because practice makes improvement. And until you feel comfortable doing direct to camera, well, there's nothing wrong with having a teleprompter. This will keep you in line. So now that that's over and done with, I'm going to go ahead and stop it. And I'm going to use this recording. And as this recording is being saved, this is all from my cell phone on the Canira app. Now I can now take that recording, turn it into a video, and then everything that I'm doing on my phone will show up on the desktop. And so I can make a clip out of that right away, or I can just save it for later. And as I saved it for later, not a problem. It's there on my phone. Yes, folks. And there's more. Yeah, there's more. Okay. There are all of the things that are in my studio, and I can also have a team to where they can have their own own access to only my content. And for those of you who say, hey, you know what, but I want to be able to brand my stuff and I want to have more control. Well, guess what, folks? Not a problem, because here's a complete branding page for you. That's right. You have a complete branding page. So for example, if I want to share any of these clips, let's say this one here, this is an evergreen. I'll click on that, right? And then I'll go ahead and copy the registration link, or I can just share it. So if I was to share it, right? If I do share it, a couple of things is going to happen. It's going to take me to the registration page. But if I went ahead and I were to create a clip and share the clip, let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me go to clip. Okay. I can go ahead and share the clip. Right. So now that the clip is being shared, I'm going to copy that real quick. And then I'm going to show you what the clip looks like in its custom stage, which is absolutely bananas. Oh, that's not what I wanted to show you. But anyway, you get the point. It's customized. And let me tell you, when I tell you this is off the chart, this is off the chart. This is 1 in a million. And everything is done from my cell phone. So this is Canira. This is Canira. So let me go back here, and I'm going to stop sharing my phone, and I'm going to take you back into the actual studio, and we're going to be ending this session. And I did all of that within an hour. Okay, I started at 6. It's almost 7, and I shared with you a whole bunch of good stuff that you now have the ability to do on your telephone, as well as your desktop. Come on, y'all. So I'm looking for founding members. So if you want to be one of the founding 25 and be part of this, then welcome aboard. Okay. Welcome aboard. And you can become a founding 25 member. Everything is here on my phone, but not only is it on my phone, let's take a look at my media, and the video that I just did is also will show up here on my desktop. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a game changer. It hasn't downloaded yet, but it will. And this is a game changer. So everything on my phone is on my desktop and can be shared across the board. Again, this is Canira. I showed you how we build once with the anchor in the air, and how I and we are serving continuously through the Amplify and the Automate. So when it's time for this thing to be shared across the board and to run when you're not around, that's automation in full effect. And remember, the founding 25 members get locked in at $49 a month. You have access to this entire platform. That's on an annual. When we go live and we launch, this is going to be $97 a month. Today, you can get in as a founding member for just $49 under the founding member serve category. As a founding member, you will, one, get your founding rate locked in for life when we go live at 96. Also, you're going to get a direct line to the founder. So we'll have a Slack for the team, and we'll be able to work together closely, get questions answered. If you have a request on a feature, as founding members get privileges. Also, you'll get white glove onboarding. That's right. We'll set up a 30-minute session inside the Canira room with the team, and we'll set up your first webinar with you and end to end. Also, you'll help us to shape the roadmap. Right now, we've got a lot of good things in the works that have not been released yet, and where we're headed, it's going to blow your mind. So your feedback will drive what we build through the public launch and beyond. This is also comes with a guarantee, a money back guarantee. So if you're not happy with Canira, there is a guarantee in place. Now, who is this for? This is for course creators, coaches running webinar funnels. It's for operators stitching together 3+ tools, webinars, emails, payments, recordings. If that's you, this is for you. It's for hosts who care about automation and on-brand stage design. This is for you. This is for podcasters who also want to live stream and sell from the same platform. This is for you. Who it's not for is casual streamers running one-off broadcasts. This is not for you. And it's not for anyone who needs a fully polished, no rough edge product for day one, because we are working through a few things, but this is a ready to go polished platform that is doing some amazing things. I'm using it. Canira, we eat our own dog food, which basically means we don't just talk about the product, we use it. So let me tell you, we are in active beta and the platform is stable and the features they complete for live, automated, and podcast workflows. But you may find occasional rough edges here and there, but we ship updates weekly. And if you're excited and you are a person, and if you're not, and if this scares you, public launch is coming soon, and you can get in at the $97 value. But I want to thank you for being part of it. Make sure that you visit Canira.io, click on pricing, become one of our founding 25. This offer is not going to be here forever. As soon as we hit the first 25 for the founding beta members, that window will be closed. Okay. We do not want, we're not here to get everybody. We're not here to have a lot of people just come in. And this is a true founding members offer that will end. So if you feel like this is for you, come on in and be part of that. Start the 14-day trial, give it a shot. We also have the monthly plan if you decide to go for the year. And I want to thank you for being part of Canira and this build session. My name is Chante Earl. I'm a little squeaky today because my nose is, but I still did it anyway. All right, we did it anyway. And I'm excited, and you should be too. So welcome aboard, and thank you for being part of this build session. I'm going to go ahead and sign off now and let you enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, you're not alone, okay?